for Storytime with Tanya for part 3 of An Unseen Threat. By Wednesday, I'm already regretting my decision to meet up with Alan on Friday. Getting stuck in an elevator with a stranger and trauma bonding into a date? That's not me. There's something about him I can't quite place. I nicknamed him Slick for a reason. He's so put together, almost too put together. Polished to the point of uncanny. And oddly enough, he seems familiar, like someone I've passed on the sidewalk before. Someone who once held the door open at a bodega or waited behind me at a crosswalk. The truth is, the only reason I agreed to this date is because I don't get out much. When he called earlier, I hesitated. My instincts whispered no, but I said yes anyway. I would have much rather stayed home curled up with a pint of ice cream and a glass of wine. But when he mentioned the best mojitos in Manhattan, I cracked. What can I say? I love a good mojito. I'm still new to the city, but I chose this building carefully. A few creators I follow live here. Zia, though. Zia is quickly becoming my favorite. We met at a content creators conference a few months ago, and she's been a kind of a mentor ever since. We do lunch every Wednesday, and today is no different. She shows up at my door with a whole charcuterie tray like it's Sunday brunch at a rooftop lounge. Z, I thought we were door dashing, and here you are going full spread, I laugh, taking the tray from her. Are you going to let me in or just leave me standing here with all this shit, she says, rolling her eyes with dramatic flair as I step aside. Zia always makes an entrance, confident, unbothered, and cool. She's taken me under her wing in a way that reminds me of my granny, Anna. Back before she was granny, when she was just Annalise. Maybe that's why I warmed to Zia so quickly. I grab plates and glasses while she set everything down and pops open a cold bottle of champagne. When she pulls out orange juice too, I raise a brow. A mimosa lunch? What are we celebrating? I ask. We, she says with a grin, are celebrating your first date in New York. Ugh, come on, Z, I groan. And she adds, I'm also here to bribe you. Maximo Athletics wants both of us to do a promo. Wait, Maximo? Like the athleisure brand? I ask, confused. Do they even make stuff for women like me? They do now, she says, passing me a glass. We dig into the spread as she fills me in. It's exciting. Visibility, inclusivity. I've never been a size 2, and I don't aspire to be. I eat clean, I move my body, I take care of myself. But I create content for brands that see women like me, a thick girl from the South. Makeup is easy. It's mostly universal. Clothing, not so much. But this could be a turning point. Once we've ironed out content ideas, we circle back to him. Honestly, Z, I don't even know if it's a real date, but I committed and I'm going, I say. She shrugs. If you're not feeling it, then don't go. Come over. We'll watch that new Net Move show. Popcorn, mimosas, sweatpants. I smile, grateful. Nah, it's too late. I already told him yes, but I'll send you the address and his info just in case. I know I sound paranoid, but better safe than sorry. She nods, understanding. The afternoon drifts by in a comfortable haze of TikTok gossip and content planning. By the time Friday rolls around, I'm still full of doubt, but I'm a woman of my word, and if nothing else, I'll get a good cocktail out of this night. Arroyo's is a warm surprise. cozy, refined, with just enough edge. Spanish music plays gently through the speakers, and Alan is already seated near the front, waving me over. He stands as I approach, smiling. Even without the suit, he's sharp. Navy khakis, a short sleeve blue button down that brings out the green in his hazel eyes. Still not my type, but there's something disarming about him. You're quite the gentleman, I say as he pulls out my chair. Of course. Say what you will about New Yorkers. We still know how to treat a lady. He's laying it on thick. I raise a brow, but I don't push. The waitress arrives and we place our orders. Mojitos appear like magic. You're more beautiful without makeup, he says, lounging back in his chair, eyes sharp. Sounds like you've watched me more of my content than you let on. Not really, he replies casually. Just a few videos since the elevator fiasco. I nod, smiling despite myself. Who would have thought? From elevator disaster to perfect mojito. He laughs. Did you hear back from Miss Franklin? He sighs. No luck. But I'll keep trying. Persistence wins. I hear that. Do you know where the restroom is? I ask, standing and grabbing my purse. He gestures down a nearby corridor. I walk past the growing crowd, noting a woman seated by the hallway. She's dressed for winter despite the warm air. Layers upon layers and a wide-brimmed hat that throws her face in the shadows. Something about her posture feels wrong, but I brush it off and head to the bathroom. The moment I flush, the door creaks open. I freeze. There's a strange sound. Metallic, maybe? I crack the stall door and step out cautiously. She's there, the woman from the corridor, leaning against the exit like she's guarding it. Her face is gaunt, pale, eyes rimmed in red. Can I help you? I ask. Are you okay? She shakes her head. My fingers tighten around my purse strap, wishing I had my phone in my hand instead. I mean you no harm, she says in a dry whisper. But you need to be careful with that one. He's crazy. Wait, Alan? She scoffs. Is that what he's calling himself now? That's not his name. It's Stephen Tucker, and he's dangerous. My blood runs cold. I've been tracking him for a year. You're his new target, and I can prove it, she says, voice breaking. She pulls down her turtleneck, reveals a puckered red scar along her neck. I stare, stuck, unblinking. Her eyes shimmer with a terrible truth. And something else. Rage? Pure and ancient. Get the fuck out of my way, I whisper, steel in my voice. She raises her hand. I meant what I said. Just Google Naomi Sinclair, you'll understand. With that, she unlocks the door and slips out. It felt like an eternity, even though only 10 minutes passed. I stepped out, shaken, and pressed my back to the wall outside the bathroom, trying to breathe. A loud bang startles me. A waiter exits a side door with a bin of empty bottles. I seize the moment, bolt past them, and run into the night. I grab a yellow cab and give the driver Zia's address, and I don't look back. Zia opens the door, startled. Rachel, what happened? I just need a minute, I say, brushing past her. I barely make it to the bathroom before I'm throwing up. When I finally emerge, she has tea waiting, laced with something stronger. Her concern wraps around me like a blanket. I don't know what I'd do without her in this moment. I tell her everything, every word, every detail. She listens silently. What did you say her name was? She asks, grabbing her tablet. Naomi Sinclair, and his real name is Stephen Tucker. Zia's eyes widen as she scrolls. Then she stops, mouth parted in disbelief. She holds the screen out to me. There they are, both of them. A headline reads, "Failed murder attempt in Jersey City." I stare at the images. It's him, and yet not. When I look at her face on that headline, whatever he did to her, it broke her in a way that reshaped her face and her whole being. The article says Naomi vanished before the trial. So the charges never stuck and she never testified. She just disappeared. And now he's here, charming, calm, and dangerous. My phone lights up again and again with his phone number. I send a final text. Please don't contact me again in any way. And then I block him. I stare at my screen, praying that's the end of it. Thank you for joining me for part 3 of An Unseen Threat. Stay tuned for next week for episode 4.